Hello guitarists of YouTube, this is Nomad 2001, and today I'm going to be giving my 2 cents on Line 6 Podgo. I posted a video a while ago talking about a few different shortcuts and features on this damn thing, but I just realized I never really did give my full overview on this. There's going to be no playing in this demo because I'm shit at editing, and I'm too lazy to find good editing software and learn how to use it. Audio is my specialty, not video. Anyway, let's get to this. So, the Podgo. If anybody's not aware, the original pod, it was great, but not so great. I mean, like, the ideas it brought up for, digital modeling, when it was, first being introduced, pretty great, but, the sounds in it weren't that great, the original pod. This is different. This is modeled after the Helix stuff. So like the HX Stomp that you see like Dragged Under playing. They have the HX Stomp rig, 3 HX Stomps and a rig. Pretty sure Dragged Under is using all Helix. Ginger is known to use these. Well, not Podgos, but Helix models. So basically the idea is all of the Helix models and tones are in here. So you can see here I've got like a pitch shifter to help me down tune my guitar, volume pedal I never use on this preset, a wah, an overdrive, I've got my amp, and various effects in my cab. All of that tweakable stuff. But as you can see here, exact same settings as you would see on an HX product, just missing a knob, which, I mean, like, missing one knob, that's not that big a deal. There's like 3 pages of settings here anyway. You're gonna have to hit that page button at some point, so I don't think that's a big deal. I do wish these knobs were metal. That's my one thing. This one feels a little loose. Apart from that, I mean, I feel like this thing could take a beating. I feel like this thing is gonna last me like at least a couple years until I can save up to get a Helix LT. So that's pretty badass. Let's go over some of the cool features of this unit. I like how easy it is to set up foot switches and stuff to do things. I don't know if you can see this, but I have a bunch of different parameters on here. So I have a pitch shifter, I have a dual tracker, I have a tilt EQ that is set up to be a little bright, give it some fizz. But the idea is you can set up parameters like the mid boost on the angle amp. I can set that to a switch. Right. Yeah. That's really great. I feel like that gives you a lot of versatility. So like right here, I've got a lo-fi sound. That turns the distance of my mic up from, wherever I've got it, which is, yeah, that's 2.0. You can't really read that because my camera's not that great, but 2.0 to 10. That gives you kind of a lo-fi sound, for the start of a song or something. Delay, I like the vintage digital delay. It sounds nice and crisp. Of course, like, if you don't like that delay, it's not really a problem there. And if you don't want a delay there, I mean, there's no real problem there either. Jesus frickin' Christ. Every time I look at the amount of effects in this thing. The stupidly great thing about this is the price. I'm sorry, but it sounds incredible and feels incredible for the low price of $449. I got this for $480 including tax in my state, which is pretty great. I won't lie. It's going straight to my PC through a line-in cable. That way I can just silently practice, and then I have this old bass amp for making very loud noises with it. Love it. I mean, like, I cannot recommend this thing enough. It's $449 street price. And honestly, this is a better piece of gear than the HX Stomp in my opinion. Just because, I mean, like, the HX Stomp is cool, but I feel like with the DSP limitations on it, I wouldn't be messing with serial paths and whatnot if I got an HX Stomp. And I'd kind of always be wishing I had an expression pedal. I love expression pedals. I love being able to change parameters and whatnot. And you could bind any of these parameters on any block to the expression pedal. I could, like, change the mic distance with the expression pedal, or change the mix on a delay, or the amount of reverb, or the speed of the modulation, or use it as a whammy, or use it as a whammy and a wah, and controlling the amount of gain on an amp at once. It's insane. You can control many parameters at once, too. It's not just one parameter. I've made fuzz wahs that have, the oscillation factor tied to the expression pedal. It's all down to your imagination, which is what I really like. And that's one thing. Don't think just because you have 4 blocks available for different stuff, that's a block that I can assign to anything. That's a block I can assign to anything. That's a block I can assign to anything. And that's a block I can assign to anything. So you have, realistically, that's like having 4 pedals you can put anywhere in a signal chain full of pedals already. And you can get really, really creative with how you do things. Just in general in this setup. So yeah, I'm a really big fan of this, and I hope that I see this in the hands of more people, because honestly, Line 6 has had some hits and misses. We don't talk about Amplify. We definitely don't talk about the Spider series, but I feel like this deserves to be talked about. This is an excellent piece of gear. I've owned it for a little over a month now, and I've played through only this. And honestly, I've played through tube amps, I've played through modeling amps, I've played through a lot of stuff. I've played through the full-sized Helix, at Guitar Center, of course. I can't afford one of those. I can't afford Mountain Dew. This thing is great. I'm holding a phone, but I'm doing another thumbs up behind the phone. It's excellent. Honestly, can't recommend this enough. So, yeah, I hope somebody got a kick out of me rambling about my gear for like 7 minutes. But, I just figured I'd throw my 2 cents into the equation and tell you guys why I think this thing is so great. It's very versatile for $449. Come on. That's stupidly low. That's an aggressive price point if I've ever seen one. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.